Hey guys, GH. Welcome to the practice tee. And I suppose we're all pumped up today after watching Tiger win this morning. Fantastic. I gotta say guys, I gotta be honest. 3 years ago I said I didn't think he'd win another tournament, let alone win a major. In fact, I thought he might retire. So bad was his physical condition. Extraordinary comeback, probably the best, well certainly in the history of golf. I know Hogan's was great, but Hogan was only out for 9 months. And still a great comeback by Hogan, but I think Tiger has surpassed that, in my opinion. Just fantastic. But what it does, guys, is to golf. When I came in here today, I couldn't get a park in the car park. Everybody's out wanting to play golf now. And this is what Tiger did to golf when Tiger was at the top. I think it's extraordinary. Congratulations, Tiger. Just fantastic. Amazing. Okay, guys, today. Now, this could actually drive you nuts. This is something I sort of, I really sort of agonised over whether I was going to actually do a video on it and talk about it. Guys, it's not something that I developed or I invented. Actually, when I first started playing golf down in Sydney, and I was 34 when I started playing, but there was a guy at our golf course. And if any of the guys ever see these videos, the golf course was Bayview in Sydney. And there was a guy there, I remember I played with him one day, and he was like hitting at 50 yards past me. I was only starting, but I was still reasonably long. And he used to have the most effortless golf swing. And I don't know if you'll ever see this, but his name was Gary Morgan. Gary, if you ever see this, you probably never remember me, but I remember what you used to do. And I asked him one day, and I said, how do you get the speed when your swing just looks so almost lethargic? But he used to just rip it, and that was in the days of the wooden club, but he did it 300 plus in those days. He was just amazing. And he said, I remember he said, I have an extremely light grip, which I had. And he said, to the point of, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 1 or a 0. Like the club, you could just pull it out of his hands. And he said, I just take it to the top with that what I term basically a fairy grip. And he said, I just let the club go. I just release it here, which I was doing anyway. He said, I just release it early, but get this, guys. He said, I release it early, but I hit late. Now, this is going to drive you nuts. He said, I release it early here, but I hit late. And I said, how do you get, what do you mean? He said, well, I actually feel that there's another golf ball. Or did he say that? I think I actually interpreted it as him saying that there was another golf ball up here, way by this one, and that was the golf ball that he wanted to hit. So if he wanted to hit that, he wouldn't be exerting a lot of pressure right here. He'd be exerting pressure very late in the hit. And I said, how do you exert the pressure? And guys, this is the kicker. You know what he said? He said, you know that little zero pressure grip up here and the fall, the release here. He said, when I get down here, I just squeeze my hand. I just squeeze my fingers. He said, I go from 0 to 7 or 8. I just come in here and I just squeeze my fingers. I come in here and I just, right there, I just squeeze my fingers. And that actually accelerates the club. He said it's an early release and sort of a drop release, but a late hit. So it was here, there, here, there. Now I feel like I'm applying the pressure, that squeeze over here. And I got to tell you, when he told me that, I picked up like 30 yards and a couple of irons. It was just extraordinary. And like everything, guys, we forget. We just forget. But that's what he did. So the point today, and I came out today and I was telling someone yesterday about it. And he said, why don't you do it? And I said, I haven't done it for years. And I'm really working out hard in the gym, guys. I'm back in the gym and I'm just so tight. My swing is suffering. because I'm old and I'm not flexible. I don't do any flexibility training. I just do strength training. I don't do any. I've got to start doing flexibility training because the strength training kills my golf swing. So I don't have any. So what I'm doing, guys, is everything's soft. Shoulders are soft. Hands are soft. If you grab hold of that club, you can just pull it out of my hand just like that. Just like that. It feels like I'm going to lose it. But as I come down, when I get that little early release here, as the club comes down here, I just hit it there. I hit it really late. Actually, the hit is actually just a squeeze. I come in here and I just squeeze late. So we could call this release early, squeeze late golf swing. And it's good for me because having that looseness as a feel is really good for my body at the moment, because it's so stiff and sort of stilted and convoluted. So guys, this is what it is. It's a late squeeze. Now guys, how about that? Oh, you can't see it, but that's fantastic. That's just absolutely monster mash. That was monster mash. It's really windy here today, guys, and it's straight into us, crosshead wind. I've got 5-iron here, and it's just killing the ball. But that just bored a hole in it. So it's up here, early release, come down here and just squeeze it. But squeeze it late. Try and squeeze the club over here. That's the key. As we're coming down, we've got no pressure. We're going to squeeze it over here as a thought. Your brain and a hookup that you have with your kinesthetic feel and the sort of kinetic anatomic chain, it won't let you hit that late over there, but you want to think that you want to hit that late over there. I'm thinking that I'm doing my squeezing over here, coming in loose squeeze, loose squeeze, loose squeeze, almost Louise, loose squeeze, loose squeeze. Guys, I tell you what, it really thunders the ball. It really thunders the ball. That's fantastic. I'm hitting out a wet rough here, guys. Quite a few people over there, and there's a lot of talk going on over there, so it picks up on the audio. So I'm banished to the rough. But that's what it is, guys. I'm just going to come here, that zero grip. Just let the club release. The little fall toss, and as I come down here I squeeze over on that side of the ball. What's interesting is it generates so much arm speed, like it's a little bit downhill here. It generates so much arm speed that it actually wants to pull me off balance. I do this on occasions. I set the camera up, guys, in places where I've got a little bit of a downhill slope, and people will say, why would you do that, JH? Because it makes me keep my weight on my heels. That's what it makes me do. And I want to always have my weight on my heels when I hit it. Always. So we've got late squeeze. Just a late squeeze. And the later you can think of that squeeze, almost like the club's going to be by the ball and the hit is finished when you're squeezing. it's zero pressure, then coming in down to, I don't know, 7 or 8. But I feel almost, really, honestly, I feel like the club is going to fall out of my hands on the backswing. Now this is really gnarly, wet rough. It's going to be, if you've never done it, it'll be like trying to ride a one-wheel bicycle, guys. But I got to tell you, and I remember the guy that used to do this all those years back. He made a fantastic noise when he hit the driver. A Greg Norman type noise when Greg Norman used to hit the wooden clubs. It was fantastic. And we all had those old McGregor drivers back in those days. The old persimmon headed Biomatics and 693s. Watch this, guys. The late squeeze. It's really strong headwind, and that ball just got a little, tiny little soft draw on it. Really nice shot. I'm struggling with the balance, guys, because my arm speed is up and it feels like it wants to pull me towards the ball. So and down here, hill, I've really got to keep that weight back. I might just sit back a little bit on my haunches, which we should be doing anyway with channel lock. And I'm really stiff today, guys, so I'm making virtually no shoulder turn because I'm so stiff in the shoulders and sore. Last week I was so sore, and honestly, I just touched my pecs and under here, I mean, it was just, they're still sore. That's the one. Wow. That's the one. Now if I could get a little bit more shoulder turn into that in the backswing, I'd get a little more zip on the doodah. It's a very lethargic type golf swing, and I haven't got as much squeeze on it yet as I want, as I need. I really haven't yet, because I've only just thinking about the squeeze before I came on the camera. What I was going to suggest in the video today, this wet grass is unbelievable, guys. On the video today, what I was going to suggest is just the soft grip and just don't apply anything until very late. The hit, it's early release but late hit. Now this hit is going to be so late as a feeling. I feel like I'm going to be actually, you know, hitting it over there. Just not moving, guys. There's a white stake out there, about 6 feet high, and I'm just aiming at it, and the ball's just, you know, like, you know, just a couple of yards to the right of the sign. A couple have been right on the post, but you know, with channel lock, everything just goes a little bit to the right of the target. Come on, really late squeeze. Come on, late squeeze, Jade. Squeeze it late. Oh, this might hit the post. Hit it. Oh, oh, missed it by about a foot. That grass just, this wet grass just kills the club, guys. Just kills it. And if the, you know, as I said many times, one of the main problems with, well, a problem that you have with channel lock is because it gets the club on the ground so early, at ball level, if you've got any type of height of grass, it just catches the grass. That's one of the drawbacks. But it's something that, if I'm heading out a steep rough, I just take the club up a little earlier and make the swing steeper. But here I don't want to alter that. So I'm catching a little bit of grass coming in, but come on. Very early release, late hit. You could just walk up there, guys, with a picking up the balls, and you do it in 2-yard circle. Okay, I'm not trying to kill it. And into the wind, that sign's only about 145 metres from here into that wind, and I'm just getting to it. So it's a pretty strong wind. What was interesting, seeing that today there were a couple of holes. There was a par 3, the 197 yards, and I think Koepka hit 8 iron. But it's downhill, and obviously something going on with the wind, because when he came to 12, 155, and he hit 9 iron and didn't get there. So yeah, some of those holes, the numbers, they like, was the par 3 is at 5 or whatever it is, 247 yards. I think Jordan Spieth hit a 4 iron, and so did Koepka. But that obviously clearly doesn't play that distance. I mean, 247, and those guys are trying to carry it that far. 247 yards. That's about what I carry my driver. Come on, Jace. Early release, late hit, late squeeze. That's as good as old JH can. Hit the pole, hit the sign. Ooh. No movement on the ball whatsoever. A lot of wet grass, guys. A lot of chlorophyll on the club. Juicy, juicy. Okay, come on. Really late hit. I'd love to be able to cultivate that speed in my golf swing. Of course, that's, you know, just totally not my speed, but I would love to be able to cultivate that speed. Come on, Jason. 5 o'clock nose. So the message is, guys, it's an early release, but a late hit. Early release, late hit, or a late squeeze. Oh, it's just absolutely killed. And I've probably got about 20 degrees of shoulder turn, guys, so it's all arms, just arm speed. But that was just, again, a little monster mash. That was just right on the number. And you've got to practice in these tough conditions, guys. I mean, this is 5 iron. I'm flying at about 146 into that wind, 146 metres, 157 yards. So you've got to practice it. This is really strong. Come on. I just had the ball there because the grass is really long here, and I'm trying to get it away from the wetness. There's a little bit of groundwater here, and I had it sort of sitting up on a bit of grass and started to move, and I tried to chase it. I thought I got to hit this before it moves. I didn't. Come on. All right. Early release, soft release, really late squeeze. I might hit the post. See how early I can get that release and how late I can get the squeeze. Wow. Just had the blade up, a little bit of water in the grass, and the blade was just over a little bit, just pushed it about 5-6 yards to the right of the flag. Just the water in the grass. Club's falling out of my hands, guys, out of my hands. And you should do this, guys. You should practice out of tough grass like this and wet grass on occasion, downhill. I've got to make a compensation to get that ball on the target from this lie, but I'm doing that. Come on. Alright, so the message is early release, late hit. Club, the head feels like it's going to come off the club, guys. It really motors. I mean really motors. Just change the target a little bit. There's a pole with a sign on it about 10 yards left of the one I've been aiming at. It's okay, I was on the money. This grass is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, the wind's about 40 k's right now, guys. The Masters, the golf course looks so different with those new cameras positions. It just didn't even look like some of the holes. You think, wow, what is that hole? Okay, the back nine's always, you can identify the back nine, but the front nine, and to see the slopes and the elevation, it was just extraordinary. I love the new angles. That's as good as old JH can hit it, I'll tell you. Okay, it's a very, very tight little no shoulder turn golf swing today, guys, because I'm really tight. But the good thing is I can still generate a little bit of speed just by getting the arm speed up. Come on, JH. See how late you can hit it, how early you can release it, and how late you can squeeze it. Because I'm tight there, you know, the shots are probably, in times of motion, they're probably 3/4 shots. But they're still going great. Still going fantastic. That's really strong. You probably hear it on the audio. Okay, I'll try and make a little bit bigger backswing and give this one a little bit of a Larry Dooley. So soften it up more, JH. Oh, it's windy. That was right on the number, even with these old range balls. Okay, come on. That's easy. Okay, last shot. Okay, come on, Jade. I don't know, I think that tempo's got to be good there, guys. Yeah, that felt like that felt like the hit was over here. I like that. That was really nice. Late squeeze. Come on, Chase, just squeeze it. Now that's the first real squeeze I've got today. That's just killed. That's flown way over the top of that pole into that wind. But that's the first real squeeze I've got, because I haven't done it before. But basically it's this, guys: no pressure, squeeze. No pressure, squeeze, right there. No pressure, squeeze. Right at the ball. It's a squeeze ball. You could say it's a squeeze ball, because we're squeezing at the ball. All right, give a big squeeze on this change. Big squeeze. Wind strong. Trying to hit it in between gusts. Come on, James. That's the best shot of the day, guys. That's just killed. Oh, hit the sign. Just waiting in between the gusts there. That was just, oh, that was killer time there. Come on, one more. A lot of grass on the face of the club now. Wow, that's a good shot. Hit it, hit it. See, some of the balls are a little, how's your mother? They could take a couple off. They were dead in line, but it came up about 4 or 5 short, and that's the ball. And a little bit of the stuff on the club. Okay, last shot. Okay, see how late the squeeze can be. Come on. Come on. Just a little probably about, in terms of the feeling, probably about 6 inches too early with the squeeze. Still imperfect, but just not the hit on it that the other one had. Come on, very late squeeze. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. So that feels like the squeeze. If this is the ball here, guys, that feels like the squeeze is here. I'll see if I can get a super late squeeze. Oh, hear that. Oh, hear that. Wow. Man, do you get some contact when you do that, even out of this squishy grass. That was even better. Okay guys, that's all. Okay, so the message is, you know, scale of 1 to 10 to 0 grip. From the top we just let it, we just get the club releasing, it just falls, and then we just squeeze. Or if you don't want to squeeze, just hit it right there. Just hit it really, just get the pressure up in your hands and just hit it really late. When I say we've been having going for that early release, we don't want to have the, we want to release the club, but we don't want to have the hit going too much from the top. We can release it, but get it in here and hit it late. Last shot, come on. Don't want to stop guys, just hitting it good. I only had that one where the ball moved that we hit a flub, the rest of centre of the club. Come on. Okay guys, so what's the story? It's early release, late squeeze. And it is, it's just a squeeze. You get to the end, just squeeze. Just squeeze. Just squeeze with your hand. Get in here and just squeeze it. Now, it would be fantastic if you wanted to hit a little punch shot. It'd be fantastic. A little squeezer punch shot. Watch this. Wow. That's squeeze on the punch. Yeah, that guys. That's squeeze. Like you're squeezing the juice out of an orange right at the ball, just on that little shot. That's a great shot. That is a really nice shot. Come on, squeeze late. Guys, if you do nothing else for your punch shots, that's amazing how far that's gone. I didn't go very high, but I went a fair way. Okay guys, so it's early release, late hit or late squeeze. I hope it don't drive you nuts.